I'm here with soon-to-be Pro Football Hall of Famer Dave Robinson. And Dave, you're receiving an award tonight at the Lee Remmell Awards. What's it mean to be recognized by the town that you've meant so much to?
Well, it's so much the town that meant so much to me. Anything in Green Bay, any kind of award, any kind of from Green Bay is something special in my life. Something I can put on the mantle and look at and really take pleasure in. I love the town. I love the team. The Green Bay Packers. I mean, if you played there for as long as I did and played for Vince Lombardi, if you walked out of here and not realize you're a Packer and you're a Packer forever, then something's wrong with you.
Well, you talked about the man, Vince Lombardi, going to be 100 years old if he was still alive. What did he kind of mean to you, and what were the biggest life lessons or things you took from Coach Lombardi?
Well, there's so many of them. The big thing was that I lost my father at age 15, and I was kind of floundering around. And before my father died, he gave me some excellent advice, and which I tried to stick with. But then I went through a lot of coaches. I played at Penn State under Rip Angle and Joe Paterno and everything else, and Joe's the one that recommended to Rip to draft me. And so I'm recommended to Vince, rather. When I got into Vince Lombardi, I saw something. I felt that we had a mutual love. I loved him, he loved him. Like my father, as long as I kept my nose clean and did everything right, nothing was too good for a family to become a member of the family. But when you stepped out of line, I knew that he was going to be a very harsh disciplinarian, and he was. But the big thing is, people don't know all the times we laughed and joked with us. He's lousy at telling jokes, but you can know when he hit the punchline, he'd laugh, so everybody laughed. Yeah. But he was just a great guy.
Well, I heard a story from your friend Royce just a minute ago. He was telling me in the famous Ice Bowl game, Coach Lombardi said not to have anyone wear gloves, but you found a way around that rule.
Well, what he said, it was so cold, he said he didn't want anybody to drop a ball, so he said no running backs, defensive backs, wide receivers, or linebackers are wearing any gloves. And everybody started complaining. And I went to Dominic Gentile, who's the trainer, and said, Dominic, give me a pair of brown gloves, he'll never know. And I wore brown gloves the whole game. All the running, when it was passing situation, I took the gloves off just in case.
Well, what has this whole time been like for you? Has it just been a whirlwind since you found out?
It has been. I was down in New Orleans, and I was telling somebody that when they announced the names, I knew they'd like to have a 4 or 5 man class. The 5th name they mentioned was Bill Parcells. My heart dropped down to my feet. I was just very despondent. And then the 6th name they mentioned was Dave Robinson. And I went right up to the height of ecstasy. I went up. I've been on an emotional high from that moment to this.
Well, and how many of your former teammates, former people, has it just been a nonstop stream of people reaching out to congratulate you?
The big thing is we are the left side. Our left side of Willie Davis, myself, and Herb Allie. That's considered the left side. All 3 are now in the Hall of Fame. We can put our credentials on and say that we were the strongest left side in pro football. We played during a time where quarterbacks called their own plays, and most quarterbacks being right were strong to the right. They ran all the plays to the right. So we had to take on the bulk of the attack. And if they did cut back inside, we had Ray Nitschke inside to protect us. If they ever went strong the other way, we had Willie Wood behind us. So there was a possibility that there might be a group right there together, 5 Hall of Famers all at one time on our left side. And it's a great feeling.
What does that say about how great that team was that so many people, and now yourself, are in the Hall of Fame from those teams?
Well, it was great. What it was, a lot to say about Vince Lombardi. Everybody knows Vince Lombardi was a great coach. Vince Lombardi was a superb general manager. General manager Vince Lombardi is one of the only general managers in modern era football to win 3 consecutive world championships. He got the people in there. Example, I'm a defensive guy. Our defensive unit of 11 guys, 10 of them were acquired by general manager Vince Lombardi through trades or drafts. The only one he didn't acquire was Ray Nitschke. He built his whole team up, and that team won 3 consecutive world championships. Vince Lombardi was a great general manager.
And I guess I hear your son will be introducing you at the Hall of Fame. What's that mean to share that with him?
Well, the big thing is I was going to have one of my high school coaches do it, and my son came up and said he'd like to. In 2001, he lost his younger brother, and in 2007, my wife and his older brother passed, and so he's the only one left in the family now. So he said, I would like to present you and represent Mom and my 2 brothers. And I wasn't nothing I could say, but I was so touched. I said, "You, of course, son," and that's it. So I hope he does a good job. I don't know.
I know you got a little while to wait still, but what is that day going to be like for you, or that whole weekend even?
I can't imagine. I know everybody's told me who was in it that said you don't know what to expect. He said you can't prepare for it. And I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to try to go with the flow. That's it. See what happens.
Awesome. Thank you a lot, Dave.
Well,
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Sure.
Thanks a lot.